Stop waiting to buy your retirement home. What if you bought it now and you secured your retirement future? Tune in for more. What happens when a seller is only given one option to sell their property? Well, that's exactly what happened to this 80-year-old seller. I'm actually on the buy side of the transaction, but let me show you how this unfolded and where our strategy number one, which is to put the house on the market traditionally like this one was, and in as-is condition versus our purchase acquisition in as-is condition. So in this case, this particular seller is in her 80s, and the agent that she was recommended or called or whatever, there was no option for an investor contract. So for the last 90 days into the summer, they put the house on the market. This is the only spot in the house that's really been updated. The rest of the house is a 1970s Moon Valley property that needs to be gutted. In fact, the estimate's about $300,000 that needs to go into this house. And there's nothing the seller could have done to get a higher price out of this home. What they could have done is gone through the process of actually selling the home off market to an end user, in which they would have had more control and certainty. So let me show you what this breakdown looks like. So the house was listed at $925 when we put an offer of $890 on the property. We had an inspection. There's an AC that's bad. There's a bunch of stuff that needs to be repaired. It needs a $25,000 roof. It's all these things that are problems for the buyers. So we negotiated offer to $890. There was more stuff that came up on another inspection, and we ended up negotiating again down to $875. I think we settled somewhere around $880. Now, that's our number, $880. But let me show you something. It was 90 days of time. It was 3 canceled offers due to condition of the property, because when you take something like this and you bring a traditional buyer into it, every penny is going to be a problem in repairs that's going to come out of your pocket. So what if there's a reverse situation here? I mean, look at this house. It needs $300,000. It's also going to take 6% in commissions and about 1% in closing costs. So technically, this seller's net was $820 at the end of the day after we're all said and done, and 3 canceled contracts. We finally closed on this, no problem. The issue is that this lady could have been done for the same amount of money, maybe a little bit less than what she ended up doing, and having to go through all the stress of packing up and doing all these things. That was the other hard part in this, is that when we looked at it, the house was completely torn up, in shambles. Stuff was everywhere. The way we're seeing it now is vacant. This is what should have happened. They should have advised this lady to move out, sell the house. She probably would have gotten more money this way versus with her stuff in it. My conclusion to all this is that when you're selling a property, depending on the variable, where you're going, how old you are, how much work you want to put in, what money is into it, wouldn't you want to have an option that says, hey, if we go to the traditional market, there's no guarantee, there's no certainty. Here's the variables we're going up against. It's the condition of the property, it's market timing, the interest rates. These are all the variables. We have no idea what this price is going to be. And by the way, no agent can perfectly price anything. It just doesn't happen. The second option is, hey, yes, you might not get 925 as a number, but let's focus on the net number, right? So if she could have walked away with almost the same amount of money 90 days ago without all this hassle, wouldn't that have been a better option for her? Wouldn't you want that option? At least you know, I can do this. It's uncertain. I may get more money out of it. I could have more problems out of it. We don't know until we get there. This one, on the other hand, you're guaranteed. Here's the money. Here's the number. You can move out, have your price, have your time, and move on. And are you willing to potentially leave a little bit of money on the table for that convenience factor? In this case, I just don't think the seller was given the option. She only knew to put it on the market and deal with the crap. And I'm telling you right now, we have 5 strategies that we will explore with you every time you think about selling a house, because there's so many variables in your life, and I want to show you the options so that you can pick and choose based on what you're feeling and what your circumstances are right now. I'm Steve Valentine with Real Brokerage, and I would love to sit down with you and show you these different strategies and options that are either going to give you convenience, a higher price, or we might be doing some wealth building situations where we talk to you about keeping that house. Looking forward to catching up with you, and I hope you are enjoying this content. I'd love if you subscribe, comment, ask me some questions. Let's get to know each other.